All right, y'all. What's going on? Welcome back to your favorite WMMA podcast. Hashtag CB99 Talks, episode 177. Back in the building, y'all. It's me. What's up, y'all? We live. What's going on, Tiago? Six in the building. Marcus Bell. Marcus Bell, Josh. How y'all doing? Back again for another one. Dang, these weeks be going by fast, man. Every time I turn around, it's like, dang, I got to get on. It's been a week now. Shoot, because it's been a week since the last one, right? Wow. But yeah, we back, man. Few things I want to talk about. I know we don't have a big fight weekend. This weekend, there's not. Well, there's men's fights, of course. I don't ever want to downplay that because I'm gonna tune into UFC 308 regardless. But there's no WMMA action this weekend. As far as the UFC goes. But there's been a lot of stuff going on. Axel, what's up, Stamina? Um, just a few things here, some new stuff that's been coming up and, just some things I like to, talk about here tonight, get my thoughts on, while everything is kind of slowing down, some things I can kind of, revisit, just revisit. So yeah, man, I'm going to try to keep it under an hour today, which I doubt. Maybe an hour. We'll see. Cause I want to get in the kitchen and start cooking something up, man. I'm a little hungry, but yeah, we back, y'all. Yeah, lot's been going on this past weekend, but we got a lot of stuff coming up too. First I wanted to just talk about the weight issues that we've been seeing in, you know, um, just across the board, not just the UFC, but we've been having a lot of weight issues with some of the women in the sport right now, bantamweight, featherweight. It don't matter. These weight cuts have been rough, man. And I think, man, one day I just want to do a show and talk about the dangers of weight cutting. Just talking to some of these physicians and looking at like you know the the hell that these fighters put their body through. You got to ask that question: is it really worth it, man? Because first of all, we got this young lady named Diana Silva, uh, Kayla Harrison. Now we looking at her and the things that she was going through. Everybody thinking she was muscling through and she's ready to keep going, but no, I don't know. So I want to talk about that a little bit, man. PFL, the PFL championship is coming up next month. They got a date locked in. So, know a lot of y'all been asking me about Dakota and Tyler. It's going down next month. So we'll talk about that. And I know what y'all want to talk about, this Tyler Santos thing, man. This Tyler Santos, not Tyler Santos, but this Tatiana Suarez thing, man. This Tatiana Suarez thing has been kind of crazy right now. Still haven't got a full straight up answer. Virna's making her call out now. There's more news that just keeps coming out. It's just like a few hours old now, even though she's addressed it as fake news. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. And 2 weeks from now we got Erin and Rose. We got Erin and Rose. That fight's taking place. Next Saturday. So yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that, man. But yeah, Tiago. Well, yeah, Josh. She's still on there training and going through everything. But first, man, I want to know if y'all saw this, man. Hold on, let me see here. No, you know what? Before we get started, I typed this in here. I was just messing around on the banner here. I put "Welcome to the Block Party" up here because, look, like I said, I don't like to block people, but when somebody else leaves a respectful comment about a fight or a fighter, and somebody calls that person a name, I'm gonna start blocking people for that. All right, like you could, I always say like, oh, you can say whatever you want, if it's dealing with the fights and y'all really getting into like a passionate argument about a fight, right? But if you just call somebody a name in the chat or on a video and you just call that person a name because you don't like who they picking, yeah, I'm about to block you. I already done it now. That's how I am. That's how I'm gonna be. That's how I'm gonna do with people now. Like it ain't even directed towards me, but if you are just being disrespectful to somebody, like let's say Axel, Axel says he's picking Rose, right? And I comment on I reply to Axel's comment and I say, Axel, you're an idiot for picking Rose. You're stupid for picking Rose, or you're a clown. What is that? So people like that, yeah, you get blocked. So like I said, comments ain't even directed at me, but when you call somebody a name because they ain't picking who you want, I'm just like, oh man, you got to go, man. You can't have no conversation with the person like that. So yeah, try to be mature, man. Like, stop riding the jocks of fighters. You know what I mean? Don't ride the jock. Just appreciate the fight game. You can have your favorite fighters, man. Like, you can have your favorite fighters, but don't be an idiot, man. Like, really, don't be an idiot. Like, just enjoy the fight game, and respect other people's opinions. Like, if you have somebody that you don't agree with, maybe talk to them in a more respectful manner. Why you disagree, and just share your opinion. I mean, y'all might never come to an agreement. Y'all might just agree to disagree because everybody has their favorite fighters. But you don't have to resort to calling somebody a name. Like, I just see somebody leaving a comment, oh, okay, this is how I think this fight would go, or I feel like this person will win, and then you call that person a name. So I'm like, come on, man, like, come on, be more mature. And I think, like I said, like, it's like this 100%. What people say in a comment section, 100% you wouldn't say to my face. You know what people say in the comment section, they feel like that's their time to vent because they know, ain't nobody gonna go to do the effort to find them. Like, I'm not, but you wouldn't say it to my face, or you wouldn't say it to that person's face. Hey, Tay Tay, what's going on? Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Blessings to you as well. Definitely, Tay Tay. Axel said, totally agree with you. We can debate and share opinions, but respectfully. Tay Tay said, you should see my comments. They be calling me names. I don't care. Oh man, yeah, believe me. They don't know nothing about MMA. Believe me, Tay Tay. I know. Like, I've been called names just off top, and other people that are in the comment section. Just today, and it always look. That's why I like doing these videos, Tay Tay, when it comes to Valentina and Manon, because that brings out the weird people. Like, people really are jock riders. Like, I already know when I do a video on like Manon or Weili, or no, not Manon, but Valentina as well. When I do a video for Valentina, Rose, Manon, Weili, Kayla, um, several fighters that people simp over, Alexa Grasso, they're gonna go nuts. They're gonna go nuts, and they're gonna start arguing with other people, calling them names. So I'm just like, if somebody doesn't agree with you, or they feel like this other person's gonna win, just let them have it. That's all it is. That's what I'm just saying. Like, hey, y'all call people names, and like I said, it ain't even gotta be directed towards me. But if you call somebody else a name, yeah, I'm gonna block you, because you can't really you can't have a conversation with a person like that. You really can't have a conversation like that. Walter said, "Warn them first. Warn them about what? Like, warn them first about what? Like, when you about to, you shouldn't say any. This is how I see it. If you say something to make somebody want to punch you in the face, you probably shouldn't be saying that in the first place. Think about it. You should think before you speak. If you mean to warn that person before I block them, Walter, no, think about what you're saying think before you speak. That's how it should be. Am I saying something respectful? Like, if I'm about to call somebody stupid or a clown, think about that. If I'm about to call this person stupid, like, is it worth calling them stupid, or am I being mature when I call that person stupid? Just like if you were in somebody's face, like, if I call this person the name, I might get hit in the face. Like, should I say it? Probably not, right? So I shouldn't have to warn somebody before I hit them. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm the hitter, I shouldn't have to warn you if you're gonna say something to make me want to hit you. You probably shouldn't say it in the first place if you know it's going to require that type of retaliation. That's how I see it. Yeah. Excuse me. Tit for tat. That's what the moderators are for. But when moderators themselves are fighting amongst them, then you should start blocking. I ain't even talking about the lives. I'm not even talking about lives, Josh. I'm talking about just a regular video. Talking about regular video. When I post a regular video up, and I go through the comments, and I see somebody call somebody a name in just a regular video. But if y'all in the live, I'm doing my own thing. I'm having a conversation here. I'm spitting what I'm saying. So if y'all see it, which you got a wrench, Josh. I gave you a wrench. You know what to do, you know. But like I'm saying, in a regular video, somebody just in there commenting, don't be calling somebody names. Just let them have their, little comment or platform to speak their mind. Yeah, that's it. That's what it comes down to. Name calling equals automatic block. That's all. That's what it is. So I ain't giving no warning. I ain't giving no warning. You better just be respectful when it comes to, somebody's opinion. And that's just what it is. Like, it's just like if you at my house, you're gonna respect that. And that's what you're gonna start treating it like. Paul said we're gonna talk about Rose and Erin. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But I just wanted to introduce people to the block party. That's what it is. Like, it's more of a party for the people that don't get blocked, but the people that get blocked will be on the outside just getting mad and stewing. But that's what it is. Like, it shouldn't offend you. Like I said, if you're not calling people names, then it shouldn't offend you. If you respect it, then yeah, you're still here. Yeah. If you're in the chat and you agree with me, then you're mature enough. You're mature enough for that. But anyways, it kind of leads me to something like this. Another example of somebody getting banned. This dude right here, man. This dude right here, this boxer. I know y'all saw this. I know, yeah, Marcus, he's seen it. Tay, y'all seen this. This boxer thought he was in MMA, and he goes off and head kicks another boxer in a boxing match, knocks him out cold, and then he's got the nerve to brag about it. So now this boxer, what's his name? Idris Abdurasimov or whatever. I guess he's Muslim, Russian. He's facing a lifetime ban now. He's facing a lifetime ban after knocking his opponent out with a brutal head kick, which he forgot he was in boxing and not mixed martial arts. This is crazy, man. Like, I saw it on Instagram and I thought there was maybe something to it. Like, what were they both kicking each other? But no, like they said, man, he just went in and kicked the guy and ended it, and then he went off to go and brag about it. So I'm like, yo, what's going on here? Like, what provokes him to do something like this? I mean, look, here's the article. It says undefeated Russian MMA fighter Idris, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He said he was making his boxing debut. All right, this was in Thailand. He was making his boxing debut. His opponent came in at 2-0 as well. He was pro. All right. And it says here, seconds away from scoring the decision win, Idris uncorked a massive head kick that flattened the Iranian boxer. So I guess, the other guy was winning. So Faraji was getting the better of him. He was getting the better of the proceedings, headed into the fourth and final round. And seconds away from scoring the decision when Idris uncorked a massive head kick that flattened the Iranian boxer. So he was disqualified for an illegal move, but still went on to boast on social media. They said he even uploaded the video of it. So that's crazy, man. And that just shows you, like I said, there's just no respect sometimes. This kid is only 21 years old. He's 4-0 in MMA. All right, he was making his boxing debut. So this idiot right here just threw away his whole career. He threw away his whole career. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to think sometimes before you just do something that is going to cost you. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, it was one thing we talking about being banned from a chat or, me blocking you, but still, like, if that's your attitude or anybody's attitude to, be rude and do something stupid, you get stupid prizes, right? And for him, he got the ultimate. I mean, he deserves to be banned. I mean, in my opinion, he should be charged. He should be charged. He should be jailed just in case. I mean, look, his opponent was out. He could have killed him. He could have put him in serious condition and, in a coma. Like, I don't know. Was he rolled out of there on a stretcher or what? I don't know. So I just think that with what he did, definitely deserves a lifetime ban, but he also needs to be charged for that. 100%. Yeah, yeah, Tiago, he needs to be charged with that. Paul said, did the crowd freak out? It didn't seem like the crowd really threw like a big riot. I don't know, Paul. Like if the from what I seen in the video, it wasn't like a long clip. I have to go back and see another clip. But after I watched it, I was just like disgusted in the length of the clip that I seen. But I don't know if like they threw like a big riot. I mean, they should have. I mean, the dude that got knocked out, the Iranian fighter, his trainer, they should have jumped in here and jumped him and gave him some work, for real. Because the way this guy fell, I was like, yeah, it looked like he could have died from that kick. Yeah, battery. So yeah, man. I mean, this is serious. This is serious business here. That's what I'm saying, man. Like some of these young guys, this guy's only 21 years old. They feel entitled. They're being fed. They're just being fed a certain type of privilege. And he's just going in there thinking he can do whatever he want. And if you don't have any consequences to it, you're not going to learn from it. Like I think the ban is fair, but I think he needs something more than that because him being banned, he might go around and brag about it. Be, oh yeah, I got banned from sports. He's still going to find a way to fight. Like if you go to Thailand, I'm sure he'll still find some place to release his anger and do his let off his steam and do his thing. He'll still be able to fight in some places. I promise you that. But if you jail him for a little while, that's going to humble him because you about to kill this guy. So I think he deserves some jail time for that, for sure. Give this guy jail time. He only 21 too. He need to learn a lesson. And look at him, man. He was a 4-0 pro in MMA, and he was in ONE FC. He was in ONE FC as well. So ONE FC, that's a good promotion to be fighting for. You just starting out. You in your early 20s, 21 years old, right? And here you are in one of the best organizations. And you also starting your boxing career and you throw it all away. So if I was like any organization, LFA, Bellator, Cage Warriors, I don't care. I wouldn't sign that guy. I would not sign him. Well, yeah, man, they actually got some footage of it again up here posted up from different angles, I believe. And I'm just like, just kind of upsets me seeing it more and more, especially the fact that he had something to say about it and brag about it. Like, I don't know if there was a history between these two, but still, like, that was dirty. Yeah, see, some people said he should be put in jail for that. And then somebody said, look, all right, so he captioned the video. He says, so he debuted in professional boxing and disqualification for life. That kick with the leg I threw away with a machine gun. Wow. So he was over there bragging about it too, man. So that's the sick part of it. Josh said a lot of these people need jail. I have family like that. Yeah, you can't. Some people you can't help with just talking or interventions. You can't sit a person down and just say, "Oh, you need to change. You need to do this." No, some people actually have to go. They actually have to go away for a while. They actually have to go away for a while and be straightened out. Wherever they go, they have to be straightened out sometimes. For sure. Tiago said at least 12 months lockup. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Stammer said I was expecting to see a haul of beer bottles or dudes jumping the ropes or something. Then again, I don't think so, man, because when you think about it, it is in Thailand. Like, Thailand is kind of rough. Like, some of the, word, I already got word before, like, some of the judges and, referees actually have to carry, they have to be protected. Let me put it that way. In Thailand, you have to be protected, if you call in fights or if you don't swing a decision somebody's way. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty rough there. It's pretty rough there. It's just fighting. So it's probably something they see all the time. And their reaction might be a little different than, say, in United Kingdom, America, even Brazil. Like, seem like if something like that happened in Brazil, they would go nuts, especially, how they are about some of their fighters. They would go crazy, man. So, yeah, that's crazy, man. But yes, still, I stick by that. I think this guy needs to also be getting some jail time. Crazy, man. All of that. Yeah, charges, handcuffs, all of that. I'm not trying to keep it too dark, but I do want to talk about this too, man. Shout out to this young lady trying to, just, feed her family, do her thing. She has family to take care of, trying to make weight. And that's what I'm saying, man. This weight cutting business is tough, man. It is tough, man. This young lady, Diane Silva. I know this was a few days ago. It's about 3 days ago, but yeah, Diane Silva is still hospitalized after having a botched weight cut. This is for Bellator London too. She was moving down to 145, and she is still in a coma from the last that I read, but last article I seen was from 3 days ago. So yeah, unfortunately, she's still in a coma. The good news was that her team, not her team, but I believe Bellator and PFL did pay her the full fight purse, and they also paid expenses to have a family member fly down to be by her side. Let me read through the article for y'all, man. That's what I wanted to touch on, a couple of these, man, because this is the stuff that kind of goes on in the fight game that I don't think we really understand sometimes. I think a lot of fighters, like fight fans, kind of take these things for granted and treat fighters like racehorses or something. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people always treat fighters like, oh, they just dogs or racehorses. Oh, they not fighting, they injured. I hate them. You know what I mean? Like they turn their back on them real quick, or they get so emotional. But when you see fighters like Diane Silva, man, I know it's her choice, but still. Let's see. Diane Silva remains hospitalized 5 weeks after falling ill following a botched weight cut for her Bellator London clash with Iman, Almadov on September 14th. So yeah, man, about a month. Dang. She works. Okay, yeah. She's Chris Cyborg's. She's a Chris Cyborg promoted fighter too. She's a Chris Cyborg promoted fighter. She's currently hospitalized in England. Post has been since deleted, but Silva's manager Alex Davis confirmed her status to MMA fighting. Let's see. The promotion flew one of Silva's friends from Brazil to be with her at the hospital, and that the person has updated Bellator officials daily on her recovery. She fell ill while dehydrating and had to be hospitalized in induced coma. Of course, I knew it. After suffering, guess what? Kidney failure. That's what's going to happen. That forced dehydration. Yeah. She's put in induced coma. She's currently sedated and unclear what after effects may occur once she's cleared from the hospital. So yeah, it says as Diane made weight for the fight, she suffered an accident due to dehydration. She went straight to the doctor, was rushed to intensive care, and her condition was serious, but she's been improving since then, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. But yeah, man, that's what I'm just saying. Like these weight cuts, they can be rough on these fighters, man. Like they got to really do something about this. Like as far as like how they start trying to make weight classes, or trying to get fighters as close as they can to their weight. When they start to notice like some of these situations, I think they have to be fair, cut some kind of leeway, man, and just go ahead and say we got to make like a catch weight, because it is too dangerous. Like there's just some things I was, like I said, talking to other doctors about, and looking at articles. The dangers of weight cutting, man. Like you got to think about it, man. Like it's not just dehydration. It's not even just the kidneys, but the damages it is doing to the brain, man, like to the chin. So that's one of the things I worry about, man. Like with Diane Silva, Diane Silva might not be able to fight anymore. Like they said, they don't know what the after effects could be in this situation. So hopefully everything turns out for her okay. But I just hope that she does. I hope that she does. Well, from here, I know. Because let me see. She was moving down to 145, not 135. Normally she's fighting at like a 155, or she's a higher weight. But hopefully she makes the right choice and decides what she needs to do, and just kind of go from there. Hope she don't get stuck in that situation where she's feeling like, okay, I got to be here, and she's gonna still try to cut weight in other ways that she might feel that's safe. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about this stuff in another show one day, probably next week, because there's a whole bunch of stuff. I just just got, that I just want to put out there and just go through it. Cause even with boxing, you got that same trouble in boxing. It's just it's just sad sometimes. Also, you know this too, like Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison, she had posted this up on her IG story. She was back in the ER, I guess had to get some medication or some meds. I'm not sure if it has something I think it did have something to do with her weight cutting, right? Like it has something to do with her weight cutting too. So this was just yesterday. That's why I was just looking through it. And somebody already posted it up on YouTube, and some people already talked about it. So I was like, wow, man, like Kayla Harrison, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how much longer she can do it at 135. And the way Dana White brought up 145 again and what weight class her and Amanda would fight at, it had me like, I don't know. Yeah, James. That's why, James, the more and more I think about it, I know when we were talking about that the other day when you asked the question, how long do you think she'll last at 135? I I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know if I can give it one more fight in 2025 at this point. I think her next fight, she might push it. I think pride and ego might push her to do the title fight in June, because that gives her body enough time to recover and maybe find some alternatives to how she loses her weight. But I tell you what, that international fight week that she's shooting for, or Juliana Pena is shooting for with Kayla Harrison, it could definitely be her last one, but that weight cut there could be the one that might put her down. I'm being serious, not trying to be dark about it, but I'm just saying it is one of those situations when I look at her face too, and like her eyes now, because even like when Roy Jones, man, like when Roy Jones moved down from heavyweight, moving down from like 199 to 200 pounds, you drop 25 pounds of muscle, not fat. Just like Kayla Harrison, she dropping a lot of muscle, not fat. These girls aren't just getting fat out, they're not dropping like hip weight and thighs and stuff like that, or bellies, like Kayla's all muscle. That's like, Roy Jones, like Roy went from heavyweight to light heavyweight. That's like a 25, 30-pound jump of muscle. So when you look at like even his skin complexion in that fight, the way it was kind of yellow, it looked like off. Even his head, like the shape of his head almost looked like he dropped so much weight. Face kind of looked smaller. And it was even in his eyes. And I mean, the way he reacted to a punch in the Tarver fight, right? Tarver put him down one punch. So I think the same thing could happen here with Kayla. Kayla pulling all this muscle, losing all this muscle. Like, look at what it's doing to her, her neurologically. And then her just saying, oh, she said send out some prayers because she's back in the hospital. I'm like, what for? Is this linking all the way back to cutting weight when she was peeing blood? I'm like, she's still feeling the effects from it this time. So this could be all the way back to the Holly Holm fight. This could definitely be all the way back to the Holly Holm fight, where it's just taking its toll now. And the older you get, you can't be doing that. Like, our bodies, as we get older, stamina, like I said, my age. 40, I'm in that age, I'm in that age like them. So when we look at our bodies, man, like, we can't keep going up and down in weight. It either stays on or you just shed it in a natural way, but not in a rushing way. You know what I mean? Like, the older you get in your late 30s, mid 30s, trying to, drop weight and dehydrate yourself, when your kidneys are working harder when you're older, you killing yourself. Like, yeah, you can lose your weight. You can lose weight at 40 and 39 years old, but it has to be done in a gradual way, like not in a way like these fighters are doing. So that tells you, hey, it might be time to retire. Or, find the weight suitable for you, which, I know 2Beast, you talked about it before. What's up, man? Like, about this whole weight cut business, it kind of sucks, man, because look what the damage it's done to these last two fighters here. Diane Silva, Kayla Harrison, whatever she's not saying, I think we can see it in her eyes, right? I mean, you see it, yeah, yeah. Going back up here to the comments, I just wanted to read Josh. He said, "Combat sports doesn't pay; it pays you CTE in the long term." Yeah, and I want to talk about that sometime, Josh, because that's true. I've discussed that before. Like fighters have to have some kind of niche, and they have to know how to use it, how to get in, and how to get out. You know what I mean? Make as much money as you can and get out. Like Joanna, I believe, she got a little bit of both. Like, might have got a little bit of that CTE, but she did get some money out of it too. Like Joanna, she she put in the work, built her brand at the same time, but she still was in some wars. But when she said she was done 2 years ago, I was like, yeah, it is time to be done because she was starting to kind of fall apart too. Even with the injury she was talking about, her wanting to have a baby one day, she's like, I don't want to, with the injuries I've had, like, I don't want to stay in here longer than I need to. So we look at some of these fighters like that, and, she's had some bad weight cuts. So you have to know how to get in and get out. That's why I say when these fighters, when they want to move on, I'm fine with that. Just had the young lady, what's her name? Tanisha Estrada in boxing, 32 years old. She's undisputed champion. She just retired. She said her body was telling her, and her mind was telling her that mentally and physically it was time to go. Josh said, I see the women's fighters punching and kicking. It's like watching our wives and girlfriend beating up to our raised kids, messed up. Stamina says not for the belt as much as it is for the prestige of high level accomplishment in sports, whether it was a belt, trophy, or whatever. It's about being immortalized in the history books. Oh, okay. Mark said at this point, Kayla is basically sacrificing her body over her belt. Yeah. Her body over her, mission to get that belt. Ego. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes these fighters, they just have that ego. Yeah, man. Like, is do I want to keep? Because she had to think about that before too, man. Like before she signed, she was like 135. I know she had to be scared of that, especially when she's walking around in near 170, 180. Like Kayla had to be looking at that. Like I look at Kayla every day, and I've looked at her in the PFL days, and never once did I want to see her at bantamweight. Honestly, I mean, did any of y'all? Did any of y'all? Like, did any of y'all ever believe that Kayla would be a bantamweight or ever pictured her fighting for the bantamweight title? I didn't. Even whenever she was going to come to the UFC, I thought she was going to fight Amanda at 145, or thought she was going to just stay at PFL and fight Chris Cyborg over there. But I never pictured her, or I never thought that when she got signed, it was going to be at 135. Not at all. And for this very reason. To be so, there's a relatively simple solution to the weight stuff that the commissions aren't willing to implement. Is that something you want to talk about sometime, 2B? Do you want to voice your opinion on that, or is that something behind the scenes you want to talk about? Because if you ever want to talk about I drop the link. It's open line after I get done, or maybe not tonight, but tomorrow or something. Because I got to get off here soon. Well, not soon, but trying to keep it under 2 this time. Kayla already doing it with professionals, and she can't avoid the hospital. Kayla just too big. Yeah, a miracle can't help her bantamweight save. No, it really can't. It really can't. It really can't. Like, I don't know what this is. Like I said, the way she put it out there, the way it looks like it's tied to her weight cutting, and somebody else, addressed it on YouTube, it's not good. It's definitely not good for her. All right. But yeah, moving on, we can talk about some actual fights scheduled here. Okay. Friday, November 29th. I know some of y'all want to know. Y'all been asking, when is Dakota and Tyler going to fight? Here it is. In Saudi, Friday, November 29th. That's the last week of November. About a month and a few days away. We get this fight. All these championship fights on one card, y'all. But there's only one that I know most of y'all care about. And I want to see. It's one I want to see. Is Dakota and Tyler, man. Dakota and Tyler is finally scheduled, y'all. So I'm ready. And my thoughts on this fight as far as how it goes, I will do a video kind of breaking it down, but now that it's been announced, but just kind of looking ahead, uh, I kind of fear for I kind of fear for Tyler just a little bit. When I sit down and watch these fights, when I sit back and watch all of the UFC fights of Tyler, and I watch her PFL fights, then I watch Dakota's Tyler fight, her pre-Tyler fights, of course. Um, well, you know what I mean, like the fights before the tournament, Dakota's fights. Man, I kind of worry about Tyler Santos because I haven't really seen like a great deal of change since her leaving the UFC. I mean, what do y'all think? Like, I haven't seen a great deal of change from Tyler Santos. She did okay. She did okay in the Valentina fight. We could argue she won that fight, but she kind of paid a cost. She took some punishment in that fight, and I don't know if that damage could be the reason why she hasn't really fought the same, or maybe because she hasn't really um, focused on changing up her defense, and some of the things that she just accepted in the fight kind of put her in one gear mentally in a fight. I don't know what it is, but there's just certain things there. Like, I'm not seeing the full level. I would say it's kind of similar to what we saw in Pacheco against Chris Cyborg, but not on that level, because at least Larissa Pacheco, we know she has gotten better enough to get a belt. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, like, Larissa Pacheco, she did get her a belt, but it took her some stages to get improved. But even when she stepped it up against Chris Cyborg, there was still like a level of respect. There still wasn't that trigger that she needed to pull to finally get it, even though the opportunity was there. Sometimes I think Tyler kind of lets certain things pass. Even when she fought Erin, man, like when she fought Erin, I was kind of like, yo, Erin is pinning you up, girl. What are you doing here? Tyler's got some heavy hands, and like Tyler had no distance management in the fight. Like, okay, again, we look at Manon Fiore versus Erin, Tyler versus Erin. Like, you got these two big fighters here that have ability to use range. Tyler's range might be a little bit longer than Manon's, right? But she didn't really use it like after that first round. Everybody like myself, we thought that a stoppage was probably coming. I'm gonna have to watch that fight again too. I want to see that first round with Erin and Tyler, because that was crazy, man. Like, Tyler was kind of doing some of the things I think a lot of us thought she was going to do, is maybe stop Erin at some point with them heavy shots. But Erin, she weathered it. But then Tyler just kind of let it go and kind of fell apart in rounds 2 and 3. So I think with that type of experience, yeah, you learn from it, but you also kind of set a standard for yourself, if you know what I mean. Like, when you just kind of accept that, okay, this person didn't crumble in one round and I couldn't break them down, then the next round and the next round, maybe I'll just go through the motions and we'll see what happens. That's kind of what I got. That's kind of what I got out of that fight with Erin. Like, I didn't see her fully take charge and go back to what was working. So that's why I kind of worry about Tyler in the fight. I think Dakota, the more I watch her fight and the team that she's with and the people that she trains with, again, she's kind of around that electricity. You know what I mean? Like, that good electricity. She getting that good charge from a lot of different people. Like, just working with champions too, working with like Kayla Harrison, I think it forces her to want to be better, and it forces her to, accept nothing less. Right. I still think the opponents that she's fought weren't like that best level, of course, but I still think that hunger that she has, and there's like a stubbornness about her. Like, there's still like a stubbornness about Dakota, which is good. If she wants something to go her way and work, she's willing to do what it takes to make it work. And basically what I'm saying is her takedown defense. Like, yeah, Jenna Bishop did take her down big time, but I think that Dakota's going to go back and watch that. Why did I get taken down? How did I get in that position? How am I going to prevent that? Right. So I think Dakota knows that in order to stay away from the ground with Tyler, we're going to have to correct that. We're going to have to correct that. And early look, I mean, I'm just kind of looking at her as like Joanna worked with her. I'm not saying she is Joanna or anything like that, or she's UFC champion, but on a low level, like this could be like Joanna Claudia, right? This could be like the poor man's Joanna versus Claudia, meaning that both of them kind of have a similar style, except Dakota has more power. Claudia kind of, of course, being like Tyler here, big grappler, but grappler, the gas tank might be a little suspect again, making wrong choices. Like as much as I like Claudia is similar to Tyler, man, because there were times, man, whenever, I was watching Claudia and Claudia was looking good, then she would crumble the same way. So, Claudia and Tyler, they're kind of in the same boat there, like they have good attributes, but they're still not fully grasping like what they can do with their strengths. So yeah, that's just kind of my early look on it here. Like I look at Dakota and she's long, she's tall. And as a striking fan, I understand that to be able to do what you do on the feet, you have to be able to back it up with like takedown defense. And I think that key is something that they're really going to be working on here. Will Tyler get her down a few times in the fight? Sure. I think so. But it might be for 1 or 2 rounds, maybe 1. And if Tyler uses too much energy to keep her down in 1 round, like let's say, I'm put it like this. Here's my first scenario. All right. This is my scenario. I'm looking at it early because I'm just putting it together here. Let's say Tyler takes down Dakota in the first round. And Dakota's submission defense is on point. And she just stays in there. Okay. On her back. All right. She's staying calm. She's losing the round, but she's just staying calm. Tyler's controlling. Tyler's using a lot of energy to control her. But Tyler's ignoring her ground and pound. Not looking for the finish like she should. So that round passes. Say the first round passes. It's all going to depend on after that first round if Tyler still has enough energy to do it again, or does she expend too much energy, and then Dakota probably will take over. That's one of my takes. But let's say if Tyler does take her down in the first round and keep her down and looks for that submission, that could happen too. But I just keep getting that feeling, man. Like keep getting that feeling with Tyler Santos sometimes, man. Like much as I like her and I find her entertaining, man, like I just wish she would step out of that box. I hope she understands what she's up against here, man. Like I know she's been in there with Valentina and Erin. She's already been in the UFC, but there's just a lot of hype behind Dakota, behind Dakota as well. And I think Dakota is not letting it get into her head. She is living up to it. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think she is living up to it. I think she is living up to it, because you can only look as good as you can. Like the promoters, they can't, as much as they want to, like they'll feed you opponents to make you look good. But I still think there's a level that, yeah, Dakota looks good because she executes. She does execute, right? This will answer questions too. Answer questions how I feel about her in the UFC, because right now I don't see her beating a lot of people in the UFC. I can see her beating, like, of course, maybe the 9 through 15. I can see her beating some of the 9 through 15. But if she wins this fight, yeah, I'll probably change that. And that's all I want to see. That's all I want to see first. That's all I want to see before I say anything. I don't want to go in there and just say, oh, okay, this is how she's going to do. I'm not on a simp train or a hype train like that. Okay. Got to show me some work. That's all it is. Dakota's a female version of Anderson Silva. Up too early. Too early, Josh. Not yet. Not yet. Got to put some names behind it before we start talking like that. No, sir. No, sir. I mean, that's your take. That's your opinion. I'm just saying, like, for me, I kindly disagree on that. Takes a lot of names. Takes a lot of names. Paul said, "Is this set for 5 rounds?" Yes, sir. It's a 5 round title fight. It's a championship fight. Yes, sir. Manon would have won against Tyler. Yeah, I think so. I think that would have been a fight she would have won. Most definitely. You said you could see Dakota winning by flying knee. Ooh, dang. If Tyler get knocked out like that, man. Oh boy. Please don't let that happen, Tyler. Come on now. But yeah, should be a good fight. Should be a good fight. Of course, we'll talk more about it as we get closer. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. We're gonna talk about this a little bit. Got a good image here of all three of them. And let me put this to the side here. Oh no. Okay, before we move on, Alex said, combo for me, Dakota is the woman flyweight that have the best striking, including UFC. However, she is not yet the best fighter. She is not complete yet. Okay. Okay. I mean, I can see that. I can see what you mean. Like some of the best striking fundamentals. Yeah. But yeah, to prove you're the best fighter, yeah, you need the names. Makes sense. That I can, yeah. See, that I can agree with. Like, if you feel like her striking is some of the best striking you've seen, but to say like she's the champ or she's better than so and so, nah, she's not yet. Not until she gets the name on her resume. Not until she gets the names on her resume. That's all it is for right now. Just not complete yet. Like, you ain't the best fighter until you get the names right. But as far as how her mechanics look, how she moves, how her striking experience has got her here. I mean, you just looking at pure striking. I mean, yeah, you can look at some of her kickboxing matches or whatever, right? So yeah. Yeah. Tatiana Suarez. Tatiana Suarez, that news came out the other day. Shout out to BJ. I know he went on and put that video out. That's why I told him too. I was like, I don't know what the situation is here. It's looking like some fake news because I saw it on WMMA rankings. I did, where Tatiana Suarez was out according to them. But, Tatiana Suarez, she was real quick with it. She told him it was fake news. She was like, where did y'all hear that? Why y'all doing that? Why y'all putting up fake news about me? So that was addressed, and it said that she was injured. So somebody said, "Oh, you injured again? How you injured again?" Suarez was like, "I'm not injured." And then, a couple of minutes later, so on her Instagram, she posted up that she was training. She had just a couple of grappling sessions. I believe that was on Monday, right? On Monday. And it's kind of been going on from there that, okay, is the fight on? But still, like, nothing was really answered, like, as far as the fight being on. So this was the conclusion I came down to is, yeah, that news was fake. No, Tatiana is not injured, but I don't know if the fight is still on. So it's a yes, no, maybe so situation. That's how I'm looking at it. Anybody ask me, yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. Like, is the fight on? I don't know. But no, Tatiana's not injured. She's still training. Oh, so they're fighting? I'm not sure. I can't tell you. What do you mean? No, it wasn't really answered. I mean, she's not injured, right? That's the good thing. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, right now, the latest she had posted was that, the grappling sessions were good and she has been still training. Nothing looks wrong. But as far as like the straight up answer, like, yes, the fight is on, was never really said, because now it kind of throws in confusion. Now that like the news went on and ran with it, it was like MMA Junkie. Believe it's kind of a domino effect. I believe it's MMA Junkie, then WMMA rankings, and then so on, right? So with that being said, now it kind of puts some confusion on Virna, because now Virna's making her call out, right? What did Virna say? Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up here. Virna Jandiroba. And Virna Jandiroba, she gonna be salivating at that, man. Virna gonna be like, yo, she out. Let me go ahead and get this shot that I fully deserve. She probably thinking that way. Yeah, because this was the article right here. Somebody, they reposted the article on MMA Junkie that Tatiana said, okay, no, I'm not injured. She said, I did not get injured. I'm curious where you heard this. Why would you put this out there? Right. So she cleared that up. So yeah, all of that is clear. So yeah, that's a good thing. But as far as the actual fight being on, like nobody's really like fully said that the fighter was like could she just be out because of something else? Maybe. I don't know. But not really getting anything else out of it. Let me see here. Yeah, Virna Jandiroba, this was yesterday, calls out for a title shot versus Weili after the UFC 310 cancellation. So she's still posting about it. This is a day later now, and this is the information that she has. Like Virna says, look, hi Weili, I heard you want to fight, and my fight just got canceled. Let's make this fight happen. So to her understanding, she thinks that Suarez is still sidelined. And this article goes on to say, with Suarez sidelined, a title bout between Weili and Jandiroba seems to make the most sense. Suarez and Jandiroba, ranked number 1 and number 3, respectively, are the top strawweights that Weili hasn't beaten. Jandiroba's riding a 4-fight win streak, hasn't lost in almost 3 years. Zhang hasn't publicly commented on the possibility of squaring off against Jandiroba. Let's see. Oh, Zhang Weili fought just once this year. Yeah. And only defended the title twice since her reign in November 2022. So she's only got 2 title defenses in 2 years. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I can understand, man. I can definitely understand why people would want to see her return now and why they think she could go ahead and accept the fight. But yeah, I think Virna has a right to make the call out too, as of now, if the fight's not on anymore, because still seems like things aren't being cleared, right? I mean, does anybody else in the comment section, do y'all have anything else? I don't think so, right? Nobody's really told me, oh no, it's back on. Like nobody really knows right now, right? So I'm just kind of showing y'all, hey, this is what I got to work with, and these are the pieces of the puzzle we just have to put together. Like on the good side, Suarez isn't injured, but I don't know if the fight is still on. Like maybe she's canceled for another reason, like a condition or whatever. I know on BJ's channel you're talking about the pregnancy thing or possibility of being pregnant, and like I said, that's good too. I mean, hey, if that's the route she want to go, fine. Nobody is definitely. I'm not mad at that because women have trouble having babies when they're getting older, and you're not getting any younger. So if that was the case, which I'm not putting it out there like it is, I'm just saying if that was it, then that'd be fine, as long as she's not hurt or doesn't have any type of illness. Okay. Yeah. Josh said, I think Patrick Mix is her husband. Yeah, he is her husband. Yeah, they were engaged. They've been engaged for a while now, or married now too. Yeah, but yeah, that's her husband. Virna. So with what Verna's working with, I'm not mad at her. I'm definitely not mad at Virna. Like Virna letting you know that I'm ready to go, and that's cool. Like she wants to keep it going, but the question is, like, how does Weili feel about this? Would Weili be ready? Like, what do y'all think? Like, what do y'all think, man? Do y'all think Weili is ready to go? I mean, she's been out for about 6 months, and I see her doing a little training, but will Weili be ready in the next 2 months to take on Virna? I mean, as a champ, she could be, but is the UFC ready to just throw her into a fight and think it's going to work? I mean, it should, right? Her as a champion, because who's on UFC 310? Like, that's the question. Like, we all know Virna, she want to fight. The question is, would Weili like to be the co-main event on this card? Because right now, Pantoja and what's his name, Kai Asakura and Pantoja, they're the co-main event right now for UFC 310. For Bilal Muhammad and Rachmanov. But I'm sure if you threw in Weili, Jandiroba, they probably would be bumped up the co-main event. So that would be a good addition. Don't know if she would want it, Virna wants it. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the rest of the story is behind Tatiana. I guess it is. I guess it could be. Josh said he gives Weili 2 more fights in retirement. I don't know if she'll retire. I would say maybe 2 more at 115, and then she probably would try 125. She doesn't look like she's ready to retire yet. Like, I think she would definitely have to do some fights at 125 where she completely jumped off the, jumped out the game like that. Um, I kind of see her like Valentina, like they're not ready to go yet. They're not ready to go yet. To be said, this Weili situation is stressful. So wish we could hurry up and have resolution one way or another. Yeah, man, I'm really ready for it to be something now too. Like, I just want something. I just want to fight. I just want to fight here because however you mix these three up, it's gonna be good. Virna, Suarez that answers some questions. Weili versus Virna, Weili versus Suarez. Those are both great title defenses for Weili. I mean, she's already got 2. Imagine if she bags a third and a fourth, against these 2. That's a good title defense reign for Weili. That could almost rival Joanna's, right? Let's say Weili has beaten Lemos, Jan, Suarez, and Jandaroba. That 4 title defense reign definitely rivals Joanna's almost, right? I mean, Joanna's got good names. She's got Andrade and who's that? Gadelia, yeah, Claudia Gadelia. But I mean, this one here, it would definitely be a good run. She's not getting any younger either. Weili, she might want to take that shot. Might want to go ahead and take that shot now on UFC 310, but all depends on the UFC. But yeah, I don't know, man. Weili fighting once a year, it can be rough for the Weili fans, especially for fans that just want to see that belt move and be defended. It just comes down to a fight fan. I understand now. Like, okay, fight fans, yeah, you are going to get upset. Like, Weili, y'all want to see a return, you're a little disappointed. I understand. Fight fans just want to see a decision. They just want to see the division move. That's all. Weili's title defenses are starting to rival JJ. Yeah, they are, man. They are. James said Virna era sounds worse than Grasso era. Oh yeah, that Grasso era, that was pretty funny. I mean, funny after how the third fight went with Valentina. Especially how the performance went. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't like Grasso era wanted to be in full effect anymore. 50-45, right? I'm just reading some comments here. Welcome. Well, G Frame said it. That's what's up, G Frame. Welcome to the Jandaroba era. Hey, look, Jandaroba's trying. She's got some good work about her. She's got some good improvements. I like her. If Suarez can't make this fight or whatever the issue is, I'm happy with seeing Jandaroba get her title shot. Hadn't lost in 3 years. She won 4 fights. She's ranked number 3. I say give her the shot, And that's if Suarez is not ready. Like, whatever the issue is. I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna do a little bit more digging here. Hold on, y'all. I'll do a little bit more digging. Tatiana Suarez. That nobody really gave like a solid update. They just keep saying that UFC 310 lost this number 1 contender fight. I ain't heard nobody else address it. Of course, the person you would want to address it did address it. Tatiana did address it and say, I'm not injured. I just didn't hear clearly like the fight is on. Especially when your opponent is thinking that the fight is off. That's just my thing. Pierce said, I actually think Virna has a very good chance. Yeah, she's I'd say she got a chance, man. I say anybody got a chance right now. Maybe on the ground, could be on the feet. I do like her chances on the stand up. peers. I do like her. I like her stand up chance. I ain't gonna lie. Like her improvements in the stand up could be a very big key to victory against Tatiana. But then again, her work with Patchy Mix is it's starting to come together. So might be a surprise on her end. I don't know. James said to even have an error, you need at least 2 to 3 title defenses. Yeah, 2 to 3 dominant ones. You got to make everybody forget about everybody else. You know what I mean? Like when Grasso had the belt, I'm still looking at everybody else. I'm still looking at Manon. I'm still looking at Valentina, right? I'm still looking at what's to come. But say if you dispatch with Valentina again, then you dispatch with Manon in dominant fashion. Then you get Rose up out of there once say if she beats Erin or somebody, or you beat Erin too, then we start forgetting about the past era. Like you got to have some solid title defenses. You can't be no little getting by on the skin of your teeth or anything like that. They got to be dominant to make us say, Valentina, who? You know what I mean? It's got to kind of be like what Weili's doing. Like, say if Weili bags 2 more, you got to be like Weili. You got to be like Joanna, who? Like, I see Weili. She doesn't dominated 4 people, something like that, or 3. 2B said Valentina fight Manon next. No, should be. Yeah, it should be. I mean, no date set, but that's the logical fight, right? I would say, yeah, at this point. Now, if something else happened, we're gonna have to talk about it, but it should be it. Yeah, man. Tatiana, I hope everything is good with her. I hope that she's ready to go. If whether it be for this fight, I hope that this condition isn't anything serious. If there be one, if there is a condition, I don't know, but hopefully they can get this thing rescheduled. Because until then, I know Virna's kind of looking the other way now. She's kind of putting herself in that position to go ahead and go by her and get a shot, which I respect that. I understand that. Okay. Closeman said Ali is Suarez's manager. He said Tati didn't get the title fight because Weili wanted to move up for champ. So something is going on. Woo. Gotta make me do my Master P. Oh, I don't want to hear that crap. Oh my goodness. Suarez didn't get the title shot because Weili wanted to move up. You gotta send me that. I gotta see that article. I got to see that article, man. To be said, what I was saying is no question whatsoever that should be next, Manon versus Val. Yeah, it should be, but according to that comment there about that possible champ crap, it might not be. It might not be 2Bs. Hopefully that's just talk. Yeah, I hope so, G Frank. He said Ali's not to be trusted. I don't like that. I don't like that, man. Champ, man. I'm gonna have some garbage right there. If they do that, I mean, in the meantime, what happens? Well, I guess Manon will have to fight Barber or somebody. And look, I'm not trying to be mean because I do like Barber, but if Manon has to fight her, she better take it all out on her in that fight. She better go in there and get a finish, man, just to really show some anger there. I mean, don't fight stupid, but go in there and don't get no decision in this fight. You have to do something different and go in there and finish that girl. Put Barber right back in there in the mix because that would be dirty. Yeah, Ali's not to be trusted. Yeah. Let me see that article, Stamina. Hold on, man. Like I can't click on it. I don't even have Twitter, so let me see if I can open it. Yeah, I don't have Twitter. All right, while I'm pulling that up, make sure y'all hit the like button. As I pull this article up here. Hold on. Twitter. Okay. Okay, here we go. Hang on one second. So Don Davis' response here about
everything you just said is fully explains the situation. She was a first-time fighter for us. She experienced a very difficult weight loss, which resulted in a medical emergency that was dealt with seriously and appropriately. And she's been in long-term hospitalization, and we've done everything possible to support her recovery. And to say anything other than that is not our place. This is her business and her privacy. But everything I just said is the news, and that's the news that is well known. And that's the news that we wouldn't want to say anything more than that is.
Is this something have you had other sort of conversations with internally about things like this before, where you have a fighter in a situation and you just, because even once it was all figured out, I think everybody under the sun tried to reach out for comment, and there still wasn't anything at all. Even like
hey, what's up, Lolita?
Situation, we wish her the best. Nothing like that.
I'm just playing this article.
And I think it kind of rubbed people the wrong way. And do you understand why?
Yeah, look, I understand why a lot of times people in the media want to know some stuff. I totally understand that. But I would hope people would appreciate that over the last 5 or 6 years, given how we've handled our business partners, our fighters, our relationships with everybody associated with the company, we always try to do the right thing, which doesn't always mean the easy thing.
Yeah, Lolita. She's been having some better
I think respecting her
responses, they said, but still.
Giving constant updates to anyone who wants to know is the right thing. It might not appear to be the easy thing. This is no different from when there was a lot of firestorm several months ago, including on Ariel's show, about a fighter's medical. And we were getting calls for weeks. And we weren't saying anything. Well, you know whose medical it was? Paramount. You know whose fault it was? Not ours. You know who's doing everything behind the scenes? The PFL General Counsel on his spare weekend time. Well, we don't go out to tell everybody that. So we're the good guy, not the bad guy. We're not at fault. The other people are at fault. But nobody knows the story. Things get twisted. So for us, what we always try to do is handle things the way we would want them to be handled if we were in that situation. And sometimes, will that make us not look the best? But is it the right thing to do? And in this situation, it is a serious situation. It's deeply unfortunate. And it's very private. And we want to handle it accordingly.
Okay. Yeah, I was just listening to that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, those weight cuts are tough, man. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I don't know. I just don't know, man. Something. Yeah, stamina. Like, I guess I kind of got that feeling too, especially when you saying, "Oh, we're the good guys here." Like, hey, like this ain't really no time to be bragging about, like, or what we did. We just need to be talking about what we do, what we need to do to kind of change this whole thing, and start looking at other alternatives in these rough weight cuts now. But yeah, I kind of got that. Like, he gets a little agitated, but nah, man, people are gonna want to know. People want to know, like, it's not like a weird thing to ask. Like, fight fans want to know, and they want to know what fighters are going through. So in general, they're going to ask what's up, and they're going to want updates. Like, I know they have privacy, of course. Yeah, everybody's got privacy, but just a general statement is fine, and to let them know what happened, why it happened. But yeah, man. Lolita said Weili versus Tatiana Virna. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on right now. Virna wants it. Virna wants it in the meantime, which would be ideal, but we'll see in the coming weeks. We'll see in the coming weeks because December, as we know, that month is gonna come right up on us. We already got November here, Erin and Rose coming up. So that was a perfect segue, right into Erin and Rose, because this fight just came, it just came up on me, man. I was like, dang. Now, 1 month it was May, and we were talking about the possibility of these two fighting, and now we're 2 weeks away from Erin and Rose, man. This is gonna be a good fight. I'm glad Marcus Bell came back right in time. He said that PFL manager sounds like a sleazeball. Dang. Woo. Hey, it's all in the tone. I ain't said it, you ain't said it, but hey, it's like right there. Anyways, yeah. Look, go. I was just looking at him too, man. Like you just look at the demeanor of him too, man. Like kind of was defensive when the guy was asking questions, but I'm kind of like, man, like, don't give him this attitude. He just asking. PFL is responsible for being in the hospital for the weight cut. Tiago said, I don't think Virna won't be fighting. Yeah, going to that effort of just saying we're the good guys here. I mean, hey, man, you ain't the one in a coma right now. But yeah, looking at this fight here, man, we got this one coming up in 2 weeks. This is a good fight here for Erin to redeem herself. Erin's got to come back. She's got to come back and she's got to look good. She's got to look strong. She's got to look sharp. And she's got to look dominant, man, because everybody going to remember, that last fight 7 months ago. And, since then, a lot of people kind of written Erin off. I personally don't write Erin off as a fighter, man. I still think she's a good fighter. Will her road be a little bit harder to get to the belt? Yeah. Could she not get the belt? Yeah, I can see that. It's hard getting to be a champion, You got to be in the right place at the right time with the right skills, right? Or at least some of those things. So, I think that Erin is in a position right now where she's got to come in, she's got to make us forget what happened in the last fight, but at the same time bring some of what she learned. And that's why I was asking Mark's Bell behind the scenes about this. What was that question I asked you? Because I wanted to kind of give my take on that. Let me see. Erin Blanchfield. All right, I got it right there. But yeah, Erin, this is a fight where she's kind of having to put herself in that position to look new, look improved, and she's got to impress. She's got to impress, because to me, this is just going to be that stepping stone to get back to fighting for a title shot. Because I don't think that Erin's win over Rose is going to clearly get her a title shot, but I think it's going to get her back into that circle of fighting, some more elite fighters, maybe another one at least to get a title shot. Rose has been really consistent after losing her first fight at 125 last year. And, honest opinion, yeah, it wasn't like a horrible loss. It wasn't a horrible loss. There's a freak accident in it. Yeah, she broke her pinky. And at the time, it was just like a big jump up for it too. But since then, I think Rose has taken the right path and, fighting the right fights. She was fighting the right people to grow into the weight. And that's all I was saying in the very beginning. I said, look, Rose taking on something this big, it ain't going to work. You're going to have to at least do a little bit of the Grasso process where you move up in weight. You're going to have to fill your body out. And I think her body is filling out. That's the scary part. I think Rose's body is kind of filling out here at 125. And, matching these two up strength for strength, I do kind of want to say Erin is a little stronger, but I really would be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised if Rose was a little bit stronger here. Like even on the inside, like when it came to strength with Manon, like yeah, that was too much for both of them, especially showing the takedown defense and how she was pushing them back. But here, I think the strength might actually even out a little bit more. Yeah, Erin is the full-time flyweight, but when you look at Rose, filling out now and not having to make a rough weight cut, I think, she'll definitely be able to hold her own when it comes to strength. But possibly, like I said, maybe even be a little bit stronger. I wouldn't be surprised. So Erin might not be in there with somebody as big as Manon was, but the work is still cut out because the style that she fought in the previous fight was another striker, with good takedown defense, good angles, and the gas tank to go 5. Now you back in there with another striker, good angles, and the former champion that's been 5 rounds number of times now. So this is going to be a hard fight. This is going to be a really hard fight for Erin. And, I think it comes down to her having to be um, a little bit, I won't say a little bit, a lot of bit smarter with her defense. I'm just being honest take again, because styles make fights. And with the way Manon was landing, it was more so to score and just do enough to get Erin off of her in certain areas, pop, 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 turn, pop, pop, move. It wasn't really like two good snipers, two good shots where she was sharp shooting. If Rose, lines her up maybe with a good 1-2, and your defense isn't really like, and you're very defensively irresponsible, Rose could flash knock down her. She could flash knock down her. Again, I'm being honest. Like, look at the Tracy Cortez fight. Boom, boom. When you step in head first, and Rose is sitting on them punches, she can rattle you. She can rattle you. Erin's got a good chin though, but all it takes is 2 good shots to put a person down. Just to kind of wake them up or put them down. And I think that Rose has the accuracy to do that here. So for Erin, she's got to be defensively responsible. Got to be putting that shoulder on the line more and taking her head off the line, and just really try to be more so physical in this fight. She's got to be physical in here and just disrespect Rose. Keep her off of her feet. Keep her off of her feet, push her back. Work the body. Like, I'll do a keys to victory on this one, but yeah, I just think Erin, she's got to be taking pages out of like take elements from Andrade, take elements from those short girls. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but Erin's got to fight like a short girl in this fight, man, because Rose really has trouble with short girls. Like, before Rose actually said it, which she did say, I already said it one time. I was doing a video or a live. And I said, you know what, Rose, her weakness is short girls. Like, there's something about, you would think punching down her punches would be more effective, but like she says, it's kind of, I don't know. It's like, it's either how they get in on her, or just like keeping them back, or it's just how small they are. Like, I don't know what it is, like how she described it, but you see it. Like Tisha, Andrade, Esparza, all them short girls give her problems. And I think, Erin's got to hunch it down a little bit, man, and put some bad memories in her mind and start, walking her down with smarter defense here, try to bob and weave her way in a little bit and, land those leg kicks on Rose. Like, there's got to be those subtle changes. Like, Erin can't just change completely overnight. You know what I mean? Like, she can't change overnight and just be this superior striker that's going to outstrike Rose, or this great wrestler, because Erin's not really like a great wrestler either. She's a decent grappler, and I think she's a good cage wrestler, but like just doing what Valentina does, I don't think she does that as well. Now when she gets to the ground, it's a different story. BJJ is good. But, I just think there's got to be those subtle changes there. Erin's got to be educated with her jab. Her own jab's got to be timed well. And she can't be, and it's got to be to get on the inside. It's got to be to get on the inside. That's what I always say about some of these fighters that think their striking is good enough to stand with some of the best strikers. You can't do that. Like Erin's whole game plan got to be strike to get in, strike to get her down, strike to look for that opening. And we take it back even like the JJ Aldridge fight, it's going to be a task. It is going to be a task. Erin's been touched up before in some other fights, like JJ, what was that girl's name? Sarah Alpar. Just looking at some moments in that fight, Sarah Alpar, was touching her just a little bit. Of course she won, but I'm just saying there's those little moments I see. Oh, wait, Tyler Santos, Tyler Santos. So it's just going to get rough for her. That's why I'm saying, like, Erin has been in this pool of she's in this pool of strikers now. When she was starting out, she was around a lot of people, she could out grapple people that didn't strike as good. She dominated Miranda. She stopped Molly. She finished JJ Aldridge. She was able to beat Andrade, Tyler. But then along come these girls like Manon, Rose, possibly Natalia Silva you might have to fight one day, So Grasso, she got all these strikers ahead of her now, So there's got to be some improvements in the striking. There's got to be some learning in the fundamentals of it. And even if she's not doing it, she's got to do it maybe to read her opponent, right? Like if she can't execute what these other fighters do, you at least have got to know what they're about to do. You got to know their next move, right? That's how I see it. Axel said at combo, I don't think Erin learned from her last fight against Manon. Really? You don't think so? What makes you say that? Honest question, like what makes you think she didn't learn? Like, because I seen her learn in each fight. Like I've seen her change, subtle changes, even like with her striking. I could say this. I wouldn't say that she hasn't learned. I would probably say she might hasn't learned enough to fight a Rose. That to me, that would make more sense for me because 7 months ain't really enough time to prepare for a former 2-time champion that has really good stand-up game, if you know what I mean. Maybe it is. I don't know. But that's how I would say, like, for me, I can't say Erin didn't prepare enough for that because I don't know what she was doing behind the scene. But if I would look at it that one way, I would say, okay, maybe she hadn't learned enough to catch up to Rose. That's how I'd say. Yeah, she doesn't learn enough for you. Yeah, right. She might not have learned enough because she's young. Yeah, she is young. I think she picks up. But I just hope they had some boxers and I hope they had some boxers and some good grapplers and good wrestlers in their camp. A little bit of everything because I think Rose. I think Marks, we were talking about, she could probably surprise. She could probably. No, Marks told me this. She could probably surprise Erin with some takedowns. But if you try to take Erin down, Erin gonna welcome it. Erin could guillotine Rose too. I wouldn't want to see, Rose try to dive in and steal around and then get put to sleep in a guillotine. And it's possible. I think the BJJ on Erin is solid. Some of the best BJJ at 125. She's got some of the best BJJ at 125. 6 at Erin blocks punches with her face a bit too much. Yeah, she'll block a punch with her face, and that's not good. She's taking some shots from Andrade. She took them well, but I do like the fact that she does feint. She does feint a little bit to take her head off the line, but yeah, she will get pulled into a fight. The Santos fight, that was kind of a rough round for her. But just know, Rose ain't gonna be fighting for one round, you know. So you're gonna have many rounds. You're gonna have to be doing a lot. You can't be waiting for that person to just falter and then say, I'm gonna cage wrestle now. Now I can take you down. James Press said, did Minone drop Erin? I don't think so. I don't think she did. I don't think she did. I'd have to watch the fight again. I don't remember any knockdowns because I just had it 50-45. I don't think so. Did Manon finish Ricci or Rose? Lolita said. No, she finished Ricci. She didn't finish Rose. You remember that fight was a decision. Yeah, because remember, it was a decision. Rose had broke her finger. Rose wasn't down or anything. Like, because I think if she had got finished, she might have went back to 115 or something, you know, or maybe taking her time off, but she came right back. James said, I don't think anyone really hurt Rose too much, even though she blocks with her face. Santos was the only one who started lighting her up. Yeah, only time I really seen maybe her start to buckle a little in the fight was in the Santos fight, because she didn't even buckle in the Andrade fight, right? I don't really think she buckled in that fight. And that was because she was backing Andrade up. But when she kind of stood in that mid-range in that pocket with Tyler, she was getting hit. And that's what she got to worry about with Rose, man. Like, tell you, man, I watch that nose too. I'm just saying, like, she got to watch it because Rose gonna land a jab on her. You know, Rose gonna land a jab, man. I just hope that Erin is able to make this thing physical. Lolita said Ricci had no business fighting no. No, she didn't. She took it though. It was a last minute fight, and Ricci wanted to be signed in the UFC, so that's on her. You know, same deal with Elise Reed. When she signed in the UFC, she had no business being in there with Sarge. And she's a strawweight, you know. So, hey. Matter of fact, it was Marina Moreau who pulled out of the fight. That's why Ricci stepped in, you know. That's what happens, you know, when you got somebody that keeps pulling out of fights. They're just going to throw somebody in there sometimes. Be like, oh, you want to fight? Hey, you getting in there. To be said, Erin Rose fight date next Saturday, not this Saturday, but November 2nd. November 2nd. Yeah, this is going to be good though. I think it will be good, but I think a loss could really be a problem here for not Rose, but I think a loss for Erin, I won't say it's a confidence killer, but it could be a real problem. It could be a real problem of getting back up into the top. I do. I do think that for Erin, you know, so I'm hoping that she's coming with a well-rounded game. Like my fan pick, you know, I would definitely like to see new blood like Erin win. But as far as skills, like just an early look, man, probably close to my prediction here. Man, I think Rose can bag this one. You know, this is another win that this is another fight that she could bag, you know, skill wise. If she's grown into the weight, which I think she has, I think this could be another win for her. And she would be closing the year off nicely too with 3 good wins. Ebos, Tracy Cortez, and then Erin. You know, that sounds good to me. That sounds good. That could definitely put her back into the mix, you know, to fight possibly Valentina or a rematch with Manon Fiore. And that's kind of a storybook thing for Rose, you know. That's a nice legacy there. You know, Rose, 2-time strawweight, comes up, puts herself in a position to fight at flyweight. You know, that's not bad. That's definitely not bad. So with Rose, say if Rose did lose this fight, I don't think it would like set her back too much, because it would just be a certain number of things maybe she would have to improve on. It could be a strength thing. It could be a hiccup in the jujitsu or something like that. But I think for Erin, in the fashion that she could lose in, it could be another little drop down to say, oh man, like her defense, her striking, First Manon outstrikes her, for 5 rounds. Now Erin picks her apart. Like, where's she gonna stand now? Like, let me ask y'all this question. Like, if Erin, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. If Erin was to win, what fashion would she win in? If she was to lose, what fashion do you think she would lose in? That kind of tells you where her strength and her weaknesses are. Mark said, okay, hold on. I'm just reading something here. It's just answering the text. UFC 308, UFC 309, 303. My bad, I was just counting something. How many weeks we got till 10? Yes, beginning of the month, so December. Yeah. Josh says submission win, this decision loss. Yeah, I could see that. Submission win, yeah, because the jiu-jitsu, and if it possibly goes to the ground and she finds her openings, but like a TKO, I don't really think Erin does have that power for knockouts or TKO on Rose like that. I don't think if she happened to get it to the ground, maybe like TKO on the ground. Decision win, yeah, it would have to be like outworking or just like a lot of ground control for maybe 2 or 3, well, not 2, 3 rounds, at least 3 rounds, right? To bag a good clear decision. Do you think Erin can do better than Weili did in their rematch? Weili Rose rematch? G Frame said win by decision, lose by decision. Win by submission, lose by decision. Okay. Pretty much the same. Tiago said Rose has some good submissions. Yeah, she does. She's got who all did she submit? Randa. I remember in the Tough House, she got that Kimura and JoJo. She put Angela Hill to sleep, put Michelle Watterson to sleep. Did she put Paige to sleep? Yeah, those are good wins. I mean, those are good submissions. She hadn't submitted anybody on like a higher level, but yeah, like those are definitely good submissions. Though, let you know her BJJ is good though. Yeah, Alex Chambers. Damn, I forgot about Alex Chambers. Alex Chambers, man, I forgot all about her. Remember the other girl? What's the other girl's name? The wrestler. Her name was like Lisa or something like that. It's like 10 years ago, man. Zach. Yeah, that was you, Zach. What's up? Zach said, do you think Rose can get mauled? She could. Yeah, Lisa Ellis. Yeah, Lisa Ellis, man. Lisa Ellis. Yeah, and the flying armbar. I remember the flying armbar back in Invicta. Yeah, she's got some good highlight submissions. Yeah. Highlight head kick knockout, left hook knockout on Joanna. Yeah, she's got some good stuff. But yeah, going back to your question, do we think Rose can still get mauled? I lean towards a possibility, but small possibility. Like maybe before like she first moved up, I would say yeah, but I think she's kind of cut the chances in half because her strength is getting better. You know what I mean? Like she's put more muscle on, she's got a little bit stronger. So I don't know if Erin could pin her to the cage like she did Tyler for periods of time because, I think Rose kind of slick on the feet too, like her cage wrestling. She can slide in and out. Yeah, Rose, I'd say her strength is kind of underrated. That farm work builds up strength in you. So I would say I would lean more towards no, I don't think she could get mauled. How would I would say 70-30%. 70-30. I would say something like that. Maybe the Manon loss motivated Erin to roll through Rose. Yeah, she could. Exactly. I don't think she better roll through it now. Like she better find her. she's still gonna have to find a good plan of attack. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's gonna be a fight she can roll through, and she's gonna have to find a good plan of attack. It's gonna be a tough one though. Six said, I think Erin can control Rose on the ground. That's where it's going to get interesting. That is where it get interesting. It's going to get interesting when if Erin gets Rose to the ground and puts her on her back. Like, how will it turn out? Thing is, Rose, when she had Weili down a few times, like, Rose kind of had that Valentina type hold on, where she was kind of like, I got it down, and I ain't letting her up. But I don't think she can hold Erin like that, man. I think Erin's gonna be a little stronger. Zach said, I just picture Erin coming off that loss with something to prove. I think she will come in with a mind state to want to prove something. Obviously, I don't see Rose finishing Erin. Yeah, I really don't see a finish coming out. I'm not sure she packs finishing power at 125. That and the fact that I just think Erin's durable. I don't see a finish, but I just picture Erin coming off that loss with something to prove. Like, yeah, I definitely think she's gonna come in with something to prove. She's gonna come with that energy. James said, "What's the odds of Rose subbing Erin?" Slim. I would say it's slim. I definitely say it was slim because I think Rose would look more to her own strengths. Like, if Rose was to get any takedowns, I think it would be just to take her down, to hold her down, and maybe surprise Erin, but not really look for a submission. But believe me, if the submission comes, she'll take it. Like, I don't think Rose is going to seek the submission, but let's say if Erin turns her back, definitely, Rose is going to jump on that. Or if she finds an arm, she's definitely going to try to get that Kimura or something like that. Like, I believe she'll take it if it's there. But so that kind of leaves it as slim to me because I don't know if she's going to want to spend too many rounds on the ground with Erin. Tiago said, I think Rose will fight and prove she's the next in line for the belt. James said, do you think Rose will be able to keep Erin on the ground if she's on top? Man, can she keep her on the... I got to look at that Tracy Cortez fight again too, man, because Tracy's a good wrestler. I want to look at Rose's strength in that fight again. I want to look at her technique again too, like when she's on top. I have to look at that. Yeah, Erin's got really good transitions. That's why I'm trying to see, like, when was the last time I seen like Erin on her back? Like, or has she ever been, reckless enough to get put on her back? Or, is she just too good that she's never on her back? Like, what is it? Paul said Rose always says her plan for the fight is to punch them in the face and choke them out. I remember that. Yeah. Josh said she landed that hook that knocked out that eyelash. Oh, yeah. She landed that right hand and boom, there went that eyelash. That girl, man, what was she doing with that, man? Tracy, take them eyelashes off. Yeah, Zach, I remember that. Yeah, the Erin almost out subbed Manon off her back in round 1. Yeah, the guillotine. Tracy fight was the last time. Yeah, that was her last fight. Who was she supposed to fight? I can't remember. Tracy. Oh yeah, Macy, right? Yeah. She was supposed to fight Macy. I don't know, man. Like, what do y'all think? Do y'all think the Rose fight was more tailor-made for... No, do you think Macy Barber was more tailor-made for Rose or Erin? Macy does a lot of movement. Macy's a striker too. Macy clinch fight. She doesn't really... Macy gets hit too, though, man. Macy does get hit. I don't know, man. I actually think style-wise, Erin might be a little bit more dangerous. Puncher's chance, Macy's always there, but Macy's got a lot of close decisions too. I mean, Macy's got a good resume, who she's fought, but then Erin's beating them. Her fighter is a little bit more convincing. No, Erin's got some good people because Erin, she dominated Miranda. Macy, I don't think she beat Miranda, right? And she fought Tyler and Andrade, so that's the better resume. But when you match them up style-wise, I don't know, man. I think Erin's a little bit more dangerous. I think Erin might be a little bit more dangerous than Macy. For Rose, I think. Then again, when I think about it, I don't know, man, like that puncher's chance and that cage clinching of Macy. That would have been a good fight, man. I wish that fight would have happened. I wish it would have happened. Yeah, Paul. She does dodge some punches, but yeah, sometimes when she get into a groove, she just start coming, man, and she get lit up. I hope she don't take that approach in this fight. The winner of this fight gets Alexa versus Natalia. Oh, the winner of this fight gets Alexa or Natalia. I think the winner of this fight should. I think the winner of this fight should get Alexa. Zach. I think Macy Barber should get Natalia Silva. When she come back, she need to fight Natalia Silva. Nothing more, nothing less. She need to go in there. That's what I want to see. Zach, the winner of this fight get Alexa Grasso next. Because, if Macy wins, I think that if Macy wins the fight, I think Erin, no, excuse me, not Macy, but if Erin wins the fight, I think that, she would need not Macy, but Alexa, excuse me, she would need that former champ and beat at least 2 fighters in a row to get like a title shot. For Rose, though, she actually could secure it just by beating Erin, I think. But her and Grasso, that would be a good fight too. I think Erin would need that Grasso fight more than Rose would to secure a title shot. Tiago said, and if Rose wins, if Rose wins, that's what I was saying. If Rose wins, I think she's done enough to secure a shot by getting 3 wins. But her and Grasso, it would be good too. It would be entertaining. But like I was saying, I think Erin probably needs a Grasso fight more before she goes right into title contention again. You know what I mean? Macy Natalia, that's the one I want to see though. Grasso should step back in line. Rose should be next. Yeah, Barbara talks a lot, but doesn't back it up. She backed out of her fight with Rose. Man, that was been a good fight too. Erin Grasso would be a good fight. Tiago said, yeah, that would be a good fight. And Erin, she works on her takedowns, man. She could she might get Grasso down. So you could be taken down easy. Grasso's there. I mean, yeah, Erin will be there. But that's it, y'all. I'm about to bounce, man. Stayed on a little bit longer. I just wanted to, talk about a lot of this stuff going on in the game. And yeah, like I said earlier, if y'all missed it, because I got like 20 of y'all in here. Some of y'all missed what I was talking about earlier, but like I said before I go and close out, if you comment on somebody's comment, or if you reply to somebody's comment, don't call them names because I'm going to block you now. Because like I said, I had to block somebody. That's what I'm telling y'all. Since more of y'all in here now, I'm giving y'all a heads up here. I'm giving y'all a heads up. If you start calling people names because you don't like who they pick in a fight, and it wasn't me, they didn't call me a name, just call somebody else a name. If you do that, I'm gonna just block you now. Because everybody can have their opinion on how a fight's gonna go, or what the James said set up the rules. That been the rules. I just been doing it on the low. That been the rules. I just been doing it on the low. I'm just telling you now because I want y'all, to just look, just think before you speak. Just think before you speak. So that been the rules, Jam. I'm just telling you straight up. Josh said this the videos and not the live. Yeah, this the video. Exactly. It's in the videos. You know, somebody in the video say they like somebody, you know, don't tell them they stupid. Like, because they're not stupid. You're stupid for calling them stupid. You know, because not everybody's gonna like who you like. All right. But yeah, that's what it is. Because one day, I'm just saying, one day, if you reply to somebody and you say that, then you think you coming in here being cool with me, and you can't see your chat, or I ain't talking to you, be like, oh well, you know what it is. You're gonna be thinking like, oh man, like he ignored me. Oh man, I might not just see you in there because you blocked. And that's how I like to wrap it up. Zach said, I'm just happy flyweight is living up to the hype recently. That's all that's why I talk. That's why I like this game right now. That's why I like this sport, because it's not about one particular fighter. I'm just happy flyweight is living up to the hype. That's all I got to say. I don't care who you like. I don't care if you feel like this person's better, that person's better, or I don't like this fighter or that fighter, but flyweight is we've been talking about this before, between me and BJ, hey, this division is, one of the best divisions, and that's what it is, All right, let me close this stuff out, but I'm gonna go in here and fix me up something to eat. I gotta maybe fix some turkey burgers, I guess. I want to test this out, see how they turn out. I'm used to my beef, just regular beef burgers, but I'm gonna try these turkey burgers out. I'm about to make them now. But yeah, hit that like button, y'all, and we'll be back again. Maybe not this weekend because ain't no fights. WMMA fights, that is. Hold on. Let me look here real quick. UFC 306 is a good card. UFC 306 is a good card. I know y'all probably want me to get on and call it anyway, but I'm gonna be busy, so I can't. Oh dang, they got Jeff Neal down on the prelims now. Robert Whitaker, Hamzat, yep. That Cyril Gane fight, that moved to December now, right? So yeah. To be said, great choice. Great choice. Oh, Turkey? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it comes out. I'm sure it's gonna come out fine. I'm just used to my beef burgers, but I'll let you know how it comes out. But on that note, y'all, I am out, and I will. Yeah, turkey meat's phenomenal. Okay, turkey meat is phenomenal. It is. Turkey wings are good. 6 I love my turkey burgers. All right. I y'all sold it to me, so I'm gonna go make some right now. So hit that like and subscribe, and your boy is out. Peace.